What's good, YouTube? William coming back with another video with an update on our beloved AMC stock. As you guys can see from the intraday chart, today we are down 4.92%, or otherwise down $1.82. Going into the zoomed in view, now that my computer is actually wanting to work with me, I can actually produce now 4K videos for you, full screen on my computers instead of the shrunk down phone screen. Hopefully you guys appreciate the quality so I can show you a lot more details that I look for when I'm researching stocks. But going down back into AMC, looks like our high of the day was on this candle here, and it looks like we were at 38.48 high of the day right at the 7 o'clock hour. Looks like we started a sell-off, a rapid sell-off. One thing I do want you guys to notice, you see these stair steps down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is not what you would consider, or what I would consider, normal trading action of a stock. There's something you guys can research called short ladder attacks. Go to Google, type in short ladder attack, and read up on it. And look at the pattern formations that they show as examples. And literally, these are picture perfect examples of that. But nonetheless, right at around lunchtime, which is 11 our time, looks like we had a little bit of a run up after lunch. So we start lunch here. I'm in West Coast or Pacific time, so 8 o'clock here is like 11, which is the start of lunchtime. And then so around 11 our time is like 1 o'clock or 1 p.m. East Coast, right? So that's at the end of lunchtime. As you can see, the run up and then the sell off towards the end of the day. Again, closing out for the low of the day, 35.01. Looks like we had a little bump up to finish the day at $35.20. Looking at the macro look, 1 year, 1 day chart. Let me zoom in real quick. As you can see, again, a red day. Friday we had a small red day. Today was a little bit bigger in the sense. Looking down at the MACD, what I've been trying to emphasize to you guys a lot, we are getting close to converging over the red line, starting our buying period. Just to reference historical data, again, when in doubt, zoom out, look at previous history. From the last time we converged on May 12th, it took us 14 days to run up to that run up of 72. But prior to that, as you can see from the MACD, we didn't really have big sell periods or buying periods throughout this time, other than this huge sell one that we had at the end of March through the middle of April. But the price action just essentially consolidated the same way we're doing now. Okay, a little bit of a high, a little bit of a low, high, low, vice versa. The price wasn't moving dramatically, as in the MACD. Again, it was just a stretched out sell period. The buy period we had prior to that, we went from a low of $5 to a high of $14 before again we started dropping again. Looks like the low during this sell period here was on this candle right here, $8.30. So and that was always prior, obviously, to the run up in January 27th. The first time it went up to $20 and change. So I'm really excited for the next buying period. Again, I'm trying to maintain a positive outlook. I'm trying to teach a lot of you guys, like I referenced in my previous video, having a positive state of mind. It is very, very important when you are investing in the stock market. You maintain a positive state of mind as best as possible. Because see, down here, there's a little section called news articles. We refer to this in the stock market as FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, right? You will always get news articles coming out, especially when you're having red days. However, magically, when you have these huge run-ups that we've had, like on June 2nd, where we ran up this dramatic amount here, hardly any news articles came out talking negatively about AMC. And again, rightly so, we had just run up from a low of the day when we started at 35.56 to a high of 72.62. Not much negative things you can say about a stock that just had a day like that, right? So just keep that in the back of your mind. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt doesn't stop. It doesn't go away. It continues. It's there to play on your emotions. The only thing that can force an investor to sell is his emotions. He gets anxiety, he gets depressed, he gets angry, he gets frustrated, he wants out of the ordeal, he just sells. That's the only play hedge funds have. They literally have no other alternative to get people out of the stock, um, and to be able to buy all these short shares back. Because again, 80% of this company is owned by retail investors. So essentially, when Adam Aaron, the CEO of AMC, came out and tweeted 4.1 million retail investors owned 80% of the company, he's telling you, you own it. It's yours to win. You just have to win out the hedge funds. Hedge funds have no other option to get out of this play other than to force your emotions to get you to sell. We just have to keep looking at the data and understanding what we're looking at, having conviction in what we're choosing to see, and not being biased, right? That's also important. You can't be biased in what you look at. You have to look at all of it, not just some of it. In either case, in researching the stock today, I did go into the options chain. Obviously, you can see here at the total of the day, we have 303,000 calls. Again, buying a call is a positive outlook or a bullish sentiment on a stock versus buying a put. We had 150,000 puts purchased. If you look at some of these leap options, which are longer plays essentially, so you have strike dates like December, going out to the 145 strike seems to be a really popular one. 12,000 calls. If we go to the January one, 2022, the 145 strike, you see 50,000 option contracts that have been purchased. And as you see the option chains, there are thousands of people that are buying these contracts up. 30,000, this is a new one, 30,000 at the $40 strike, that's a good one. Looking at the puts, there is a high volume of puts as well for this specific strike date, but I'm anticipating this is people that are wanting to make money on the ride up and then make money on the ride down. So I don't necessarily feel this is all just hedge funds putting in money in out of the money puts. But again, in looking at this today, I actually stumbled across something more interesting. So I was curious to see, outside of just shorting AMC, what other options they would have to short a stock to bring the price down, right? So ETF.com. I went into ETF.com, and as you can see here, ETFs with the most AMC shares. And one I quote frequently and often is IWM. So going back, and let's take a look at IWM. As you can see, today we also had a red day. IWM is already starting its buying period. So essentially, it's a time when people should start buying this ETF, right? Based on that strategy. Well, looking at the options chain for IWM, I stumbled across something even more interesting. We have 155,000 calls, which again is a bullish outlook or a positive sentiment on a stock, versus 285,000 puts. Looking at the puts, again, that 0 to 20 delta, for those of you that know options, delta is how much money you make on every dollar a stock or a share of a stock goes up. So what this means, 0 to 20, is this is out of the money puts that are have a lot of money or contracts on that people are buying up. And I'm anticipating they are shorting now, or speculating, I should say, is the better word. Speculating, because I can't prove it, right? I don't have factual evidence that I can say this is here is where it shows they did this, right? Other than the option chain. But I'm speculating that they are potentially buying puts on not only AMC to bring the price down, but also in ETFs, specifically IWM. Because again, they are holding 8.84 million shares of AMC in this ETF. Looking at some of the other ETFs that I could find, there was like none. So SFYF, you can take a look. SFYF, no options. What was the other one? PEJ. 6 to 20. So, I mean, that's not what I would call significant. And I think you guys get the picture. I am going to speculate and go and say that they are playing a lot of the puts on ETFs to bring the price of AMC down, as any day that the ETF, IWM, has a red day, it's coincided with AMC also having a red day, almost through and through. But again, guys, do your research. Check me. Don't take my word for it. Don't take anybody on YouTube's word for it. Again, we're simply trying to provide an education to you guys so you guys can learn to fend for yourselves after AMC is over. That's my positive outlook for the stock market and for all retail traders involved in AMC. I see a lot of you guys invested in it. I don't see a lot of people actually teaching. There are some. I think we can do a lot better job coincidentally together to teach you guys how to better invest, so that after AMC is done, you not only gain some good returns, but you also gain a bright outlook and continuing to invest in the stock market, because obviously the more you can do with that money, the better and happier you will be, as we're all trying to gain as much money as possible to gain the liberties money will give us, right? Anyways, guys, that's all for the video today. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below if you have a question or concern. I'll be happy to address it, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.